ago in that area with some kind of metal debris, and she called it Canunculus thompsoni, and that's actually a relative of the blobfish.
And Jim Masterson said that the students in his group are interested to hear different opinions on the most interesting or exciting organism you've encountered on this dive.
I have to say that I just love seeing those bobtail squid. That would be my top.
I like the echinoderm with the bulbous spines that are like hypodermic needles. I'm an echinoderm fan, definitely not an expert like Chris Ma, but I've really enjoyed seeing those. They're very colorful and all sorts of modifications for protection.
Push and stretch the tether out.
I'm going to say a shout out to the video crew for that Neil Lithodes king crab we saw feeding on the ophiuroid on the brittle star. The camera work was so fantastic, the lighting, that we could see all the different mouth parts and how they're used to manipulate and feed. Great stuff.
It really was. That was spectacular.
Yeah, that was the highlight of the day in terms of observations.
And it also was quite revealing because we had been talking about what eats these brittle stars because they're everywhere. And then we saw what happens to some of them, at least.
Okay, pilots, it looks like you guys have already started, but just a reminder, we are ready. Here we should start preparing to come off bottom.
Copy that.
And I didn't see too much in the chat room about what those metal objects were. I suggested it might be trawling gear and maybe even some chain associated with that. I don't know.
We come up maybe 20
if anyone
meters,
had other ideas that I missed in the chat room.
I could back underneath you and then we could just rotate and stretch out.
But clearly man-made, clearly marine debris. But at the very least, it was hard substrate for a variety of organisms.
And we are going to have a dive planning call for our dive tomorrow, which is the Pamlico Deep site. So we're going to be going much deeper tomorrow. We have no idea what we're going to see there.
Well, we're likely to see a lot of sediment, but we're hoping also, because we'll be climbing a vertical or a steep wall, we're hoping it'll be vertical in places, and we'll see some rock exposure there.
Roger that, pilot.
But we wanted to do one very deep dive just to sort of do the range of depths. Yesterday was our shallowest dive to date, and tomorrow is our deepest dive. And we'll be at the long extending base of the Pamlico Canyon off of the North Carolina coast. And I believe water depths are something like 3,500 meters where we're going. I have to check my notes. But yeah, 3,400 meters.
Okay, pilots, and once we get lined up, are you comfortable with bringing the ship ahead to decimal 5 over ground?
So thank you for following along with us today.
Maybe, and I'll hold my altitude here.
Sounds good. Delta about 20.
We've seen a lot of interesting organisms living on a very similar substrate throughout the day. Just variations in the slope and periodically changes in velocity of the current, but really not that different. So it's given us some insight of what that type of feature in a submarine canyon may hold for these depth ranges, certainly in this area.
Yeah, I'm looking
definitely. I think we can conclude it is not good substrate for deep sea corals and sponges. We had hoped to find some areas with exposed rock at the top of that ridge.
Yeah, it's coming up too. Looks good.
What was that, Casey?